Dear students, very good morning to all. The topic of today's discussion is elements of prose fiction. In the last video lecture, we have taken a detailed discussion about literature. What is literature? Why we study literature? Forms of literature and difference between literature in prose and literature in poetry. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss three important points related to prose fiction or novel. One, what is a novel? Origin, definition, and some of the features of the novel. Two, types of novel. And three, basic elements of prose fiction such as plot, character, setting, narrative technique, and theme, and their significance in understanding of the novel. First of all, we will discuss and understand what actually novel means. Prose fiction, commonly known as novel, is one of the major forms of literature. Novels have been widely written and read across the globe. To understand and appreciate the prose fiction, it is necessary to know what the novel is about, what are the forms of novel, and what are the important elements of the novel. Broadly speaking, novel is an extended prose narrative. The term novel has the same origins as the German novelli, the French novel, and the Italian novella, all of which mean a short tale in prose. Novel is any literary narrative, whether in prose or verse, which is invented instead of being an account of events that in fact happened. It simply means that novel is not a truthful record of the events or incidents that occurs in the life of an individual. The incidents or events is drawn from the imagination of the author. Hence, novel is a narrative, whether in prose or verse, which is invented instead of being an account of events that in fact happened. Edward Burke defines fiction as a truthful record. In his own words, fiction denotes truth. But truly speaking, fiction is an imaginative story, not a truthful story, which is told or narrated with the help of certain characters and events that occurs in the life of the characters. The novelist, or say as author, narrates the events or incidents in the life of the characters from his point of view, which are not in fact happened in the life of these characters. E.M. Forster, in his book Aspects of the Novel, defines the novel as a fiction in prose of a certain extent. This is the definition of E.M. Forster in his book Aspects of the Novel. He adds that the extent should be not less than 50,000 words, as he used the word fiction in prose of a certain extent. Hence he adds that the words limit of the prose narratives should be 15,000 words and not more than that. Walter Allen is a writer who defines the novel as a working model of life. The novel represents the complexity of human life by way of human experiences through a connected sequence of events that occurs in an individual's life. So in short, novel can be defined as an imaginative story which is told or narrated with the help of certain characters and events, and the author puts forth his own point of view, his own opinion regarding the incident that occurs in the life of certain characters. So, in other words, fiction can be defined as not the truthful record of an events. It is only drawn from the imagination of the author. Now, we will discuss about the origin of the prose fiction. The form of prose literature, that is novel, lay in the medieval romance. The word romance itself indicates that the events or incidents are imaginary one, and the writer has given a shape to the events through his romantic idea. So it is a fantastic tale. The romantic tales are fantastic tales of love and adventure, which is derived from the ballads and epic poems sung by the wandering minstrel. Novel gradually came to signify a story in prose in the Middle Ages. Initially, it was a fantastic tale of love and romance, which is sung by the wandering minstrels and written in the form of ballads and epic poems. Later on, it came in the prose form and becomes a very effective medium for the portrayal of human thought and action. Hence, the novel reveals the author's own view of life and its problems. In the contemporary literature, it becomes the effective medium for social criticism and diagnosis and the measures, the remedies suggested through this literary work of art. Hence, novel is a mirror held to society. As in the last video lecture, I made a submission that literature is the mirror of society, novel being the form of literature is also a mirror of a society. It contains a representation of many social issues in society. For example, the problem of dowry, the problem of degraded condition of society in different forms, problem of hospitals, problem of schools in society, which is reflected in the form of novel. So, these social issues which is effectively presented in the form of novel, hence it becomes an effective medium for social criticism and bringing into the fore the problems in society with a hope to suggest the measures, the remedies to solve the social problems. So this form of prose literature is very important and effective to explore the basic problems in society. Now we will move to the next point of today's discussion, that is the types or branches or forms of prose fiction. Now dear students, we understood what novel means, which is a narrative story in a prose or a verse form, which brings into the focus the social, political, economical problems in society. Now, what are the forms of prose fiction, or what are the forms of novel? We will take the forms of novel into consideration one by one. The first form of novel is picaresque novel. What is a picaresque novel? It is a typical story which concerns with the escape of a rascal hero who is not a good man and he is a rascal hero, and his escapes is presented in the form of picaresque novel. It is realistic in manner, episodic in structure, and often satiric in aim. The word picaresque is taken from a Spanish word picaro, P-I-C-A-R-O, which means a trickster, a person who plays different kind of tricks and deceives the people by weaving stories that seem very real and authentic. So, picaresque novel talks about the person who weaves a story in the form of trickery. Examples of picaresque novel are Daniel Defoe wrote a picaresque novel under the title Moll Flanders. Henry Fielding's Joseph Andrews and Tom Jones and Lawrence Stearns The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy are some famous picaresque novels in English literature. The second form of prose fiction is epistolary novel. Epistle means letters, the letter which we write to our brothers, sisters, or formal or informal letter. So it is written in the form of letters which is exchanged by the characters is known as the epistolary novel. For example, Samuel Richardson's Pamela or The Virtue Rewarded is a beautiful example of epistolary novel. The third form of prose fiction, a realistic novel. This is a fictional attempt to give the effect of realism. Initially, I told you that novel is an imaginative story. But this realistic novel only brings into the focus the realistic events or incidents that occurs in the life of an individual, or say as certain characters which is introduced by the novelist in the course of the action. Examples of realistic novels are Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, George Eliot's The Egoist. Then the next form of prose fiction is Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman is a German term which means education. The novel depicts the growth of a character with their development and progress through education, either formal or informal education. So, Bildungsroman is a form of novel which develops the protagonist's mind from childhood to maturity in the form of education, either formal or informal. Examples of Bildungsroman novels are Rudyard Kipling's Scheme, James Joyce's A Portrait of the Artist as a Younger Man. In both of these novels, the novelist presents the development of the protagonist from their childhood up to the point of maturity. Next form of novel is Kunstelroman. It is the novel again of the growth of the novelist, not of the character but of the novelist into the stage of maturity. The narrator of the story is the novelist himself. And for example, James Joyce's A Portrait of the Artist as a Younger Man. The next form of novel is social novel, in which social and economic conditions of an era have been realistically depicted. The events and incidents related to social and economic conditions of the era have brought into the course of the action of the novel. An example is John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath, in which socio-economic condition of the contemporary American society is explored by John Steinbeck in The Grapes of Wrath. Then the next form is historical novel, in which events and personages from the historical past has brought into the focus to add interest to the narration of the story. One of the important forms of prose fiction is regional novel. Regional novel emphasizes the setting, speech, social structure, and customs of a particular locality. In other words, it is also known as a locale, a place, or a locality where the novel has been set. For example, Hardy's novel sets in a place which is known as Wessex in England, and Arkin Ryan's novels set in a South Indian place known as Malgudi. The next form of prose fiction is Gothic novel. It is a story full of supernatural elements, usually set in the haunted places like the remote castles or deserted houses or graveyards or ruins or funeral ground. And the main purpose of Gothic novel is to evoke chilling terror by a variety of horrific incidents. The characters in the Gothic novel brings out horrific incidents that occurs in a graveyard or a remote area or a deserted place or a funeral ground in order to evoke chilling terror among the audience. Example of Gothic fiction is Horace Walpole's The Castle of Otranto and Radcliffe's Mysteries of Udolpho and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. These are the examples of Gothic novel. Next, which is a very important form of prose fiction, is science fiction or science novel. As the name science novel, science fiction itself indicates that the novel deals with the stories of the imaginary, technological, or scientific advances that in fact happened in the country. For example, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which is prescribed in the syllabi of different courses in different universities, which is a beautiful example of science fiction. Then the novels of H.G. Wells, like The Invisible Man and The Time Machine, are the examples of science fiction. And the last is Stream of Consciousness novel. Stream of Consciousness, in Marathi it is known as Janiv Sajagata, is a phrase which is coined by a well-known psychologist, William James. The term refers to the flow of thoughts, in waking mind of a human being. विचारांचा प्रभाव जो माणसांच्या मनामध्ये निर्माण होतो That is what we understood as a flow of thoughts which occurs in the mind of an individual, and that flow of thoughts in a waking mind refers to stream of consciousness. James Joyce's Ulysses and Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse and Mrs. Dalloway are popular novels that occurs in the category of stream of consciousness novel. So dear students, these are the forms of prose fiction, or you may say as novel. Now we will discuss the last point in this lecture, that is the elements of prose fiction. There are 5 basic elements of prose fiction, namely plot, character, setting, narrative technique, and theme or subject matter. Now, what is mean by plot? And what is the difference between story and plot? The basic element of the novel is the story, which runs through it like a thread through a string of flowers. And this is a very important element of prose fiction. The story could be defined as a sequence of events. I am using the word sequence, which is arranged sequentially. For example, A events followed by B, B events followed by C. This is what we see as sequentially. So, story is a sequence of events arranged in a time. I am making a very important statement that the basic element of the novel is the story, and the story is a sequence of events which is arranged in a time. Now, the novel deals with events and actions, not single incident or event. There are many incidents and events which are engulfed together in order to create a plot. So the sequence of events, single event creates a story, sequence of number of events constitutes the plot. There is a basic difference between plot and story. What is the difference? I will give one example to clarify my statement regarding the difference between a plot and a story. See, once upon a time, there was a king and he had a queen. The king died, the queen died after some time. Very simply. एक राजा होता आणि त्याला राणी होती. सर्वप्रथम राजा गतप्राण झाला आणि काही कालावधीनंतर राणी ही गतप्राण झाली. What is this? This is a beautiful example of story. Why? There is only one event, one incident about the death of the king and the queen. Now, the same story I am making in the form of a plot. See how? There was a king and he had a queen. The king died and the queen died out of grief. I am stressing the word out of grief. And this is an example of a plot. Now you tell me, what is the difference between the first and the second example? I will clarify for more understanding on your part. In the first example, there is no necessary link between the first and the second sentence. The king died, the queen also died. Whereas in the second example, there is a causal link between the sentences, between the king's death and queen's death. Why the queen died after some days that left after the death of the king? The queen died due to the grief of, due to the sorrow of her husband. So the cause of the death of the queen is given in the second example, which constitutes a plot. The reason or the cause behind the queen's death is important in the second example, which constitutes a plot. So in short, plot could be defined as a chain of events which are causally linked with one another from the beginning to the end of the novel. So these events causally linked with one another in a plot, not in a story. In a story, there is only one incident or events, so there is no need of causal linking. In a plot, there are various events or incidents, and there is necessity that the novelist has to blind or different events together in order to create a plot. So event X leads to event Y, which leads to event Z, and so on and so forth is causal linking. There is a sequence. साखळी जशी आपल्याला माहिती आहे की साखळीमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स असतात which is linked together in order to create the chain. Now the next point related to the plot, there are real events which should be included in the novel, which is life-like. Imaginative mode is used by the author in order to narrate these real events. But these events or incidents that already occurs in the life of the characters. And hence in a fiction, unreal incidents, unreal events should be avoided. And hence, plot is a rearrangement of events, because as I told you earlier, there are various events or incidents in a plot. The novelist, while creating a plot, while writing the storyline, has not taken into consideration all the events, all the incidents. He chooses the specific events which involves a very important action, that is selection and combination. So important incidents, the threads of important incidents, जी काही महत्वाच्या घटना आहेत ते अलगदपणे उचलून that has to be combined together in order to create a plot. So what does plot mean then? It means a certain arrangement of events, specific events, important events, you may say. Imagine you are writing a novel about a character called A. In the life of the character A, there are many incidents, many events. The writer has no any need to select all incidents in the life of character A. Otherwise, the novel of the novel becomes very bulky, which covers 800, 10,000 or more than that pages, and nobody will read. Hence, plot, hence the novelist has to rearrange the important events, and in this activity of rearrangement, selection and combination becomes very important. Then there are two types of plot. One is simple plot and other is complex plot. Simple plot, in simple plot, there is only one story with a beginning, middle and end. Only one story. Whereas in a complex plot, there are different stories incorporated in the main story. Main story followed by sub story. And in many of the movies, you have seen that the main plot followed by a subplot. So in a complex plot, there are different stories which has combined together to create a plot. And the last point, development of plot. How the plot developed, how the story developed. The story developed in the triangular form, here as this triangular. The starting point of the plot is known as introduction, exposition or initiation, where the first stage, in this first stage or first part of the plot, the novelist or the dramatist introduces characters and setting of the plot. Then the story moves to the next point, that is known as conflict. Conflict is the result of the clash of interest of the characters. For example, my point of view is different from your point of view, which comes into clash. And that is what is known as conflict. Then the story moves from conflict to the rising action slowly and slowly, which suggests the characters leads a story to its progressive movement. Slowly and slowly the story goes to the highest point, which is known as climax. Climax is the most important event in the story because the story goes on the highest point, highest peak, अतिशय उंच टप्प्यावरती गेलेली असते, and from that climax the story slowly and slowly falls down, comes to the ending point, then which is known as falling action, then resolution, where the problem is resolved, where the crucial issues which is created by the director, novelist, short story writer, or you may say as a playwright is resolved, which is known as resolution. And the last is denouement, or you may say as conclusion, as the story comes to an end with giving solution, with giving a kind of with giving a kind of solution to the problem which is created by the writer. Sometimes the writer has not given a solution to the problem which is created. It is open-ended that the audience or the readers has to sort out the solution to the problem created by the writer. For example, the plays of George Bernard Shaw or some of the problem plays of William Shakespeare. So this is one of the important elements of prose fiction, that is plot. The next point of our discussion related to the elements of prose fiction is characters. Now, characters, or you may say as personages or persons simply, is a very important form of prose narrative. Characters, says M.H. Abrams in his glossary of literary terms, are the persons presented in a dramatic or narrative work who are interpreted by the reader as being endowed with moral, dispositional, and emotional qualities that are expressed in what they say, the dialogue. What is important as far as the role of the character? See, what they say, the dialogue, and by what they do, the action. So in M.H. Abrams' definition of characters, two words are very important. One is action, and another is what they utter, what they say in the form of a dialogue. So characters are very important persons in a dramatic or narrative work because they are agents of actions, and the action is represented through the form of dialogue. E.M. Foster then divides characters into two groups, into two forms. One, flat characters, and number two, round characters. What is a flat characters? The flat characters are those characters that do not change in terms of behavior and ideology throughout the course of the action of the story. They remain as it is. They have not changed. Any incidents that has not compelled them to change their behavior and ideology. त्यांनी घेतलेली भूमिका ते शेवटपर्यंत बदलत नाहीत. आपल्या भूमिकेशी ते प्रमाण ठेवून राहतात. दे हॅव नॉट चेंज्ड देअर बिहेवियर. त्यांची वर्तणूक ही बदलत नाही. That is what we say as the flat characters. And on the contrary, round characters change their behavior or their ideology during the course of the action of the story. They are not very stick to their ideology. They are not stick to their behavior. They changed their behavior and ideology with the changing circumstances. परिस्थिती जशी येईल त्या पद्धतीने ते आपला स्वभाव आणि आपली आयडिओलॉजी हे बदलत राहतात. नैतिकता नावाची गोष्ट, आपल्या विचारसरणीची अधिष्ठान ठेवण्याची गोष्ट या राउंड कॅरेक्टर्स मध्ये दिसत नाही. सो फ्लॅट कॅरेक्टर्स आर डिफरंट फ्रॉम दी राउंड कॅरेक्टर्स. Now, in the story, the characters that are depicted conventionally are known as stereotypes. Round characters, flat characters, main characters, sub characters, and there are some stereotypes. For examples, clowns, vidushak, foolish or showy people, meek or brave characters, that the director or the playwright or the novelist brings into the course of the action in order to create comic relief in the course of the action. The prominent character in the novel or a drama can be called usually the hero or the heroine, which is known as the protagonist, the central character, the protagonist. And the opposite of protagonist is an antagonist, or you may say as the villain, Khalanayak. Nayak, Khalanayak. Nayak is the protagonist and Khalanayak is the antagonist. So this protagonist and antagonist, at the same time, the sub characters, the minor characters you may say, that has been engulfed together by the director or the novelist or the dramatist in the course of the action of the story. So the antagonist, protagonist and the minor characters create the story for the novel, drama or a movie. The third important element of the novel is setting, or you may say as locale, Locale. Setting or locale. Like plot and character, the first two important elements of prose fiction, this setting describes something without which a novel cannot exist. Setting means the socio-historical background on which the characters and the plot are explored, are presented, are portrayed. So the word setting is also used to mean the actual or imaginary places in which the characters are presented, in which the action of the novel is portrayed. So the treatment of setting also determines the degree to which we find any particular novel is realistic or imaginary one. Setting is also an element of time as that of place. So what is important? Time. What time the action that has been set, at the same time the place where it sets, whether it sets in an imaginary or the real place, and what is the socio-political background of the place. That is what setting means. The location in which characters are placed is very important so far as setting is concerned, because the setting provides various dimensions to a novel, various dimensions to the plot of the novel. There are some novels which are famous for setting. For instance, R.K. Narayan's novels, say as The Swami and Friends, or The Vendor of Sweets, or Waiting for the Mahatma, which sets in an imaginary place known as Malgudi in Karnataka. The well-known Victorian novelist Thomas Hardy, whose novels set in a place known as Sussex and Wessex provinces of England. So these novels can be called as regional novels. Initially, we talked about the forms of novel. And in the forms of novel, there is one important form of novel, that is a regional novel. And here, R. K. Narayan's and Thomas Hardy's novels can be called as regional novels because they have set in a specific imaginary locale place known as Malgudi and Sussex or Wessex respectively. So, what I will say in short is that setting plays a significant role in the form of the action of the characters because setting creates atmosphere in the plot of the novel. The next element of the prose fiction is narrative technique. As the term itself suggests, narration, a narrative technique of the writer. Narrator is a person who narrates the story, and this narrator of the story is very important element in the prose fiction. And what is more important is his point of view, because point of view is a matter of narrative freedom and limitations. Writer takes a kind of freedom as his own to narrate the incidents by joining imaginary ideas. Incidents that in fact happened. Incidents or events are real one, but the writer uses imaginative power in order to narrate these real incidents from his point of view. So narrator and author must be kept separate in the plot of the story. Narrative technique relates to plot, methods of characterization and setting. Narrative technique also relates to the manipulation of language, because language creates spatial effects on the readers or the audience. So, narrator and author must be kept separate in order to create effect on the readers. Language, for that matter, in novel can create spatial effects, and in this context, a very effective language has to be used in order to create specific effects and configurations of meanings. Sometimes the novelist uses bombard words, complex sentences, which cannot be get the clear-cut meaning to the audience or the readers, and the readers have not gone into detail to read the story. So, the choice of words is very important. The concept of style is used to answer the question, why this word rather than any other. So there should be a lack of grammatical correctness may become the strength of a novel. And what is important is, as I already told you, the point of view. There is one critical writer by name Percy Lubbock, and he composed a book. He wrote a book titled The Craft of Fiction. However, it was only in the late 40s and 50s that point related to the point of view that Percy Lubbock in his book has rightly pointed out. And what is the essence, what is the use of this point of view in the novel, in the prose fiction, is depicted by Percy Lubbock. So, narrative technique became one of the most exciting areas, most interesting areas of research. For example, there are three point of view that has been used in the story. One is known as first person narrative, second one is known as second person narrative, and third person narrative. In a first person narrative, the personal pronouns like I is used. For example, I went to New Delhi yesterday and there I enjoyed different activities. First person narrative. The words should be suitable so far as the narration is concerned, which creates effect on the readers. In the second person narrative, second personal pronoun is used like you or your or yours. For example, you went to Pune yesterday and there you enjoyed a lot of freedom. Third person narrative, where the third personal pronouns like he, she, it, they have been used. For example, she went to New Delhi yesterday and there she enjoyed different activities. What I want to say simply is that narration of a particular incident or events is a very important form of prose fiction. And for this, what is important is the technique that the novelist has to adopt to make a powerful effect on the readers. And the last form of prose fiction is theme or subject matter, or subject you may say simply. A prose fiction or novel is a long narrative about the life of people and their achievements. The different incidents that occurs in the life of the characters is portrayed in the fiction. So to depict the lives of different characters, it is very essential to depict the environment in which they live. So the story in a novel can be about a person or a group of persons. So the story and its message, what the novel is about. See, very important question. What the novel is about, what a literary work of art is about, is the basic question that is raised. So now I will give one example to clarify my statement. If you have read one novel, say as Shivaji Sawant's novel, one may ask you a question, what the novel is about, की ह्या कादंबरीचा मुख्य विषय काय आहे. If you have read R.K. Narayan's novel Swami and Friends, one may ask you a simple question, what the novel is about, what is the central theme of the novel, what is the subject matter of the novel. So subject matter of a novel, drama, poem or essay is very important to understand. If the subject matter of a novel is dominant, is effective, then the readers will read the novel, otherwise they will not read it. So theme is related with what is the novel about. So the novelist does not merely record the experiences, but he tries to analyze, interpret, and evaluate them. So the interpretation and evaluation of an experience becomes his theme of a literary work of art. And identification of theme involves interpretation of the theme. So, dear friends, in today's lecture, we have discussed three important points to understand what the novel is exactly about. First point, we understand what is the novel, what the novel is. And we have gone through different definitions like E.M. Forster or Edmund Burke, and come to the conclusion that novel is an extended prose narrative which is invented instead of being an account of events that in fact happened. Then we have discussed the different forms of prose fiction, right from picaresque novel to the stream of consciousness novel. And the third point that we have discussed, that is the elements of prose fiction. In the next video lecture, we will switch over to the brief history of English novel, right from its origin up to the point of up to the points of 21st century. We will meet in the next video lecture. Thank you.